I accidentally saw my roommate changing clothes. She said, "Help me finish it." I never expected one ordinary afternoon to teach me one of the most important lessons of my life. It started with an awkward moment that left me completely speechless. I accidentally opened my roommate's bedroom door at the wrong time, and what happened next changed the way I looked at kindness forever. Before we begin, welcome to Kindness Moments. If you enjoy heartwarming stories that restore your faith in humanity, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and leave a comment sharing a time when someone's kindness changed your life. Now, let's get into today's story. A few years ago, I shared an apartment with a roommate named Emma. We were friendly, but we weren't especially close. We paid our bills, respected each other's space, and occasionally chatted in the kitchen. Life was simple. One Saturday afternoon, I came home from work carrying groceries. As I walked down the hallway, I noticed Emma's bedroom door was slightly open. I knocked softly, but there was no answer. Thinking she might not be home, I pushed the door open a little farther. The second I did, I realized my mistake. Emma was changing clothes. I immediately turned away and apologized. My face turned bright red. "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry," I said as I stepped back into the hallway. To my surprise, Emma laughed. "It's okay," she said. "Actually, can you help me finish it?" I froze. Help her finish what? I carefully looked back into the room and quickly realized she wasn't talking about changing clothes at all. Behind her, spread across the bed, was a large collection of jackets, sweaters, and winter coats. She pointed toward them. "I'm sorting these donations for the community shelter," she explained. "I can't decide which ones are in good enough condition. Would you help me finish organizing them?" I felt relieved and a little embarrassed. "Of course," I replied. What I thought would be a 5-minute favor turned into something much bigger. Emma told me she had been volunteering with a local shelter that helped families struggling through difficult times. Winter was approaching, and they were collecting warm clothing for people who needed it. For the next 2 hours, we sorted clothes together. As we worked, Emma shared stories about people she had met through volunteering. Single parents trying to provide for their children. Elderly neighbors choosing between paying heating bills and buying groceries. Families rebuilding their lives after losing everything. Her stories weren't dramatic or sensational. They were real. And they reminded me how many people quietly carry heavy burdens every day. At one point, I picked up an old winter coat that looked almost new. "Why are you donating this?" I asked. Emma smiled. "Because someone else needs it more than I do." That simple answer stayed with me. The following weekend, Emma invited me to come with her to deliver the donations. Honestly, I almost said no. I was tired, and volunteering wasn't something I usually did. But something about our conversation the week before made me curious. So I went. When we arrived at the shelter, I saw dozens of volunteers working together. Some sorted clothing. Others served meals. Some simply sat and talked with guests. What surprised me most was how much kindness filled the room. Nobody was there for attention. Nobody was trying to impress anyone. They were simply helping. One moment especially stayed in my memory. A young boy received a winter coat from the donation pile we had organized. He put it on immediately and grinned from ear to ear. His mother looked relieved. You could see the gratitude in her eyes. It was just a coat. But to them, it meant warmth, comfort, and one less thing to worry about. On the drive home, I was unusually quiet. Emma noticed. "What are you thinking about?" she asked. I looked out the window. "I think I've spent a lot of time focusing on my own problems," I admitted. She nodded. "We all do sometimes." That day changed something inside me. I started volunteering regularly. Not because I felt obligated, but because I realized how powerful small acts of kindness can be. A donated coat. A few hours of time. A listening ear. None of these things seem huge on their own. But together, they can completely change someone's day, or even their life. Looking back, it's funny how everything began with an accidental misunderstanding and an awkward moment at a bedroom door. I thought I was interrupting something embarrassing. Instead, I was being invited into something meaningful. And that's the thing about kindness. Sometimes it appears when you least expect it. Sometimes it arrives through ordinary people doing ordinary things. And sometimes one small invitation can open the door to a completely different way of seeing the world. So today, remember this: you don't need wealth, status, or special talents to make a difference. A little kindness, given freely, can travel farther than you ever imagine. And if you ever get the chance to help someone finish it, whether it's a project, a challenge, or a simple act of generosity, say yes. You never know whose life you might change. Or how much it might change your own.